This is episode 98 of the Super Parent Syndrome, and I am your host, Dr. Nick Fanning. Today we're going to be talking about the calm. So sit back, relax, get some notes. Let's dive in deep. Let's go.
Parenting in the 21st century is ever evolving, and while you balance work, kids, and your sanity, it's easy to feel discouraged. Welcome to the Super Parent Syndrome with your host, Dr. Nick Fanning.
Okay, so here it is. I am terrible at swimming. Okay, now I know that you're not supposed to have this defeatist mindset, and you're like, well, what do you say comes about? I can tell you this: I have taken lessons before. Well, to be absolutely honest, I have never passed kindergarten as far as swim lessons go. I am unable to do a back float. I have tried at least 10 different instructors. What happens is I start to sink. And no matter arching and breathing in and holding it, my legs fall and then the rest of my body goes. So I've never gone past kindergarten because I've never been able to do that. I've even hired private coaches as an adult to try to learn how to swim. And literally, to quote one of my instructors, he goes, "Man, I don't mean to laugh at you, but literally you went backwards." And what I was doing is I was using one of those kickboards, and we were working on my kicking. And, I just put the head down and I was going for it as hard as I could. And while I was kicking on the kickboard, I actually went backwards. And so I'm just giving you a framework of how terrible of a swimmer I am. But here's the thing. I've hired an online personal trainer. He's one of my good friends here in Ogallala, Nebraska. And he's fantastic. So for a fee per month, he's outlined all my workouts. And he has this great app. If you want more information, private message me. I would love to give his information. It's affordable and it's effective. But I wanted to mix it up. I just didn't want to just run, and I needed to have a plan for me to follow. And I can tell you this, when I have the plan all laid out, I don't want to skip those days. So just mindset-wise, it helps me to stay on point. But in part of these workouts, I said, okay, man, I got to mix in some swimming. I want to make sure I'm doing long runs and then speed runs, and I want to hit the gym, and I got a heavy bag I want to punch too. So he put all this information, all my wants, all my goals, and he come up with a plan. So that's exactly what I do with you folks. I take where you're at, where you want to go, and we come up with a plan. However, for working out, he mixed in 2 times I have to swim, okay? And we're not talking long swims. We're only talking like 250 meters, 300 meters. Today was 300 meters, okay? And so for me, that's going down the pool and back 6 times, okay? And for most people, they're like, that's nothing. For me, it's a crazy amount of work. Now, here's the thing. As I was swimming today, I was really more focusing on not drowning. So I'm struggling hard. And, honestly, I'm just wasting a ton of energy, a ton of muscle power and oxygen to not drown and make it from one end of the pool to the other end of the pool. And for me, it's even hard just breathing underwater where you blow out under the water and then you inhale, because I always, when I turn my head to inhale, it's fast, it's hard, I'm out of breath anyway. I'm trying to suck in as much as I can, and of course you get water in there, and it's just a disaster. Okay, so we're talking this big dude in the pool. It's not like easy swimming. And I'm so frustrated here. I'm standing on one end. I'm just like, God, why am I so tired? Why is this so hard when so people have it there? And it just kind of clicked to me. It's like, you know what? Maybe you just need to relax and slow down. Remember, this is supposed to be fun, okay? And so what I ended up having to do was literally chant to myself under the water, "You're not going to drown. Have some fun. Enjoy this process." And by doing so, for the first time in my life, I was able to go from one end of the pool to the other end of the pool without grabbing the side. Not even for a moment. Or stopping. Because when I stop, I can't just tread water. I have to be doggy paddling really hard as I'm trying to catch my breath. But I was able to keep my head down and just do normal breathing and stroking just by doing that. And literally, I was able to stretch out to one side and pick my head up way up out of the water and breathe, and then just tuck back in, because I wasn't trying to go as hard and as fast as I could to get to the other side so I didn't drown. It was just coming down to the fact of you know what? I can put my feet down if I need to. I can grab the side if I need to. I'm not going to drown. I have not drowned yet. I'm not away from the edge. Everything is safe. And I can just relax and really start to try to enjoy this. And guess what? It actually happened. So then I started thinking like, man, what other areas of my life am I literally burning tons of energy and just frustrating, just out of breath, hardcore work? Whereas if I just kind of slowed down and relaxed and just kind of hit my stride, where else could I improve? It's kind of funny, but literally this weekend, I started announcing to my wife when I was flirting with her. Okay, now you have to realize that her mindset right now, she's post baby. After giving birth, she doesn't feel the sexiest. She doesn't feel, I don't know. I'm very amorous. I try to lay it on thick, but that's what my mindset was. As I was laying it on thick, I was trying to be super obvious, and so basically, I just had to say like, by the way, I'm flirting with you, or it's really hard to flirt with you when you shoot me down like that. Every time I was flirting with her, I basically announced the fact that I was flirting with her, and I can tell you this: by the end of the day, it was actually starting to make a difference. And now I know that's like super obvious, but it wasn't obvious to me at first. And I was like, I wonder if she even realizes when I'm flirting with her. And here's the thing: every time I was doing it before, she would just kind of shoot it down like, well, I don't feel very sexy, or how would you even love this? And it came down to the fact of like, whatever your mindset is totally different from my mindset, because I'm finding you irresistible. Okay. I want to be on you. I want to touch you. I want to hug you and kiss you, those things. And so it really came down to the fact of like, I just had to kind of slow down and make it super obvious. Like, by the way, I'm trying to not seduce you at this time. I'm trying to flirt with you. Okay. Same thing with my kids. Sometimes we get so bent out of shape of trying to get to one place to the other that you forget that you can have some fun along the way. That you can say like, oh, does it really matter that they're asking 600 questions every single hour? What if we just slow down and ask those? What if I stop being sarcastic or trying to do dad jokes and really just trying to listen? Okay. Now, I will find this in meditation because, hey, that's just the name of the game. You have to meditate and slow down. But instead of like, I use this thing called the muse, where you're like listening for birds and you're trying to quiet your mind. Instead of like trying to, win the game of getting these damn birds and trying to accumulate that, what if I just slow down and really just kind of enjoy the moment, enjoy the expansion, enjoy the break of creating space? Okay. And as far as business goes, doing what comes natural, what got me successful in the first place, doing that wow factor and just loving on people and helping them to upgrade their lives and really saying like, okay, this is what they want, show them the possibility, and let's see what can happen. And that's what I want to pull around to you folks, is that, you're at a certain place right now. I know you want to go someplace new. And what's it going to take you to get from point A to point B? Most of you are going to try to do this on your own. And for some, you've been trying for a very long time. And if you need help, I'm here for you. And I have a tool for that. Now, here's the thing. I've decided to make one of my tools available for free. And so what you're going to do is that if you're on my email listserv, you're going to get a copy of this when it first comes out. If you're not on my email list, I implore you to go to peptalksforparents.com and then sign up there. It's on the main page. And if you do that, when this new sheet comes out, you will get first access to it. And what it's called is called the GPS. And just like a real life GPS, you figure out, hey, where do I want to go? And you need two pieces of information for that. You need to know where you're at and where you want to go. And from then the computer can plot a trajectory or a route to get you from point A to point B. I have the same thing for you. But instead of GPS, in their ways, it's called goals, purpose, and systems. So we're going to figure out where you're at, where do you want to go, and then we're going to plot the course. So if you want your own copy of my GPS, I want you to go to peptalksforparents.com, sign up there for a newsletter. Okay? Otherwise, keep on keeping on, folks. I laid it out to you. Instead of just scrambling and trying to go 100 miles per hour, what if we slow down and have a little bit more intention? What if you can see the calm and the peace and the joy of what truly is there and finding in that? And you might just be able to go even faster and a lot more calmer. So this is another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. I am your host, Dr. Nick Fanning, signing off.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Super Parent Syndrome. Please be sure to visit peptalksforparents.com for more content and our free newsletter. And remember, you are not alone.